Yo, what's going on, you guys, and welcome back to the Anime Plus podcast. This is your podcast for everything anime and anime related. And yo, before we get into this episode, I just want to introduce ourselves. If this is your first time here, I'm your boy Aray, and I'm with my co-host Aunn. Aunn, say what's up.
What's up, guys?
That's my dog right there. But yeah, in today's episode, we're gonna do something pretty fun. I asked ChatGPT to give us the top 10 anime in its opinion, and just a quick disclaimer. I guess ChatGPT is trained up until September 2021, so it's almost 2 years out of date. But nonetheless, a lot of these are pretty up there anime. So don't be roasted it a little bit too much. You feel me? But that's what me and Owen are gonna do with this episode. We're gonna be violating some of the picks that are on here. And another thing is, I know the top 10 list that ChatGPT gave to us, and Owen does not. So he has no idea what's going on, and we're just gonna kind of go from 10 to 1. Sound
All
good,
I'm
Owen?
s- yeah, all I'm saying is One Piece best be number one. But let's see what we're getting into.
All right. Before we get into it, ChatGPT made sure to disclaim that this list it's giving is subjective and it's getting its information just based off of popularity and critical acclaim. So, we're still gonna violate you, ChatGPT, but this is the picks that it got from, however it gets its picks.
Yeah, no, definitely. I want to hear because I just have a feeling Full Metal Alchemist is gonna be bumped up to like one, two, or three, and I'm gonna be tight, but I
Uh-huh.
know it's gonna be like that. So
Wait, do you have any other predictions before we get
okay,
into it?
so so you want me to name the top 10 that Chat GPT will pick?
Yeah, sure.
So
Let's do that.
okay, so I'm not in any order. This is not going to be in any order. So Full Metal Alchemist,
Mhm.
One Piece, Naruto for sure. Naruto has to be up there. Um, damn, Attack on Titan has to be up there. Death Note
Fair.
has to be up there. Like I feel like everybody has watched it.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like they're gonna put Demon Slayer up there.
So it's 2021. So I
Oh, okay. So
I
it's
don't even know if Demon Slayer was in its second season around then or not. I don't remember. I think it was, yeah.
2021.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm still gonna put Demon Slayer up there because I
Okay.
think yeah.
First season was
Uh,
done for sure by then.
okay, yeah. So Demon Slayer, Code Geass. I feel like they would put that up there. I don't know why. I just feel like they would. Um, point me in a direction. Give me some, give me a genre or like
All right. A lot of these are older.
older. Okay, older.
Yeah,
So
I would say a
Bleach.
lot of possibly, I mean, I'm not gonna say it, but a
Okay,
lot of
yeah.
these are I want to say pre 2013, like a lot of these.
Oh, okay. So
Some of these
Bleach.
some of these are even before then. Some of these are like pre 2010.
Damn. Okay, so what we're looking at right now is Bleach, DBZ. That's in there. Hunter's in there. Um, JoJo's in there. How many did I name? I named like
Dude,
eight.
you named
Okay,
like 20, bro.
I
Shit.
named a good amount, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so okay. Let's get into the first one. Let's get into the first one. Number one, drum roll for number one. You want to go from
Wait,
10? Let's
let's
go
let's go
from
10 up. Let's
okay.
go
Let's go
10
from
up.
10. Let's go from 10. Let's go from 10.
All
Yeah.
right. Starting at number 10, ChatGPT said the 10th best anime is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I was there. I got that one. I got that one. Okay, I can understand why JoJo's is iconic. Honestly, okay, so for me, it kind of fall like okay. I didn't watch the latest episode, the latest
Hmm.
season, but I forgot there's so many JoJo's, but the one with the Pomodoro, that
Oh
one,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's where I kind of fell off. I
I
just
believe that was Diamond Unbreaking or Unbreakable. I can't remember the exact title.
yeah
That was
no
the one where it's Jotaro and it's in Japan, if I'm not wrong.
yeah. I okay so I like JoJo's as a whole. I love the show. The first one, the second one, third one were good.
Hmm.
It kind of got repetitive with the whole Dio coming back every single time.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I get why it's 10. Honestly, it's probably not in my top 10 to be fair because it was just the same shit over and over. I do like how it's their style is different. You can tell when you're watching JoJo's compared to like a different anime off the bat. They have their own style, their own like and then
Hmm.
JoJo fans, I feel like there's such diehard fans of JoJo's, but
Yeah,
in
that's
my
facts.
in my opinion, it's the same thing pretty much every season. I didn't watch the latest one, so I can't really say, but I kind of fell off with the Jotaro part, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. Josuke or
No,
was it Jotaro?
oh, maybe it was Josuke. I think it is
Yeah.
Josuke.
I
Sorry.
think it was yeah, I think it's Josuke.
Yeah,
Yeah. I kind of fell off at that part because yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Shit was just they were like there was no actual villain. They were
Mhm.
kind of just finding they were kind of just there was like a bow and arrow in that season, and some guy like
Right.
shot a bunch of people with the bow and arrow, and then they had the stands. So it wasn't like
Mhm.
there was no specific enemy they were going after. Like there was no Dio at the
Yeah,
end of the season. It was just they were just fighting people. So I don't know. I didn't really like the plot. It was
that's fair.
just it's
I mean,
like
I don't blame you though. Like I stopped watching around Jolene, which is the most recent season. I only stopped watching because they came out with like different parts, and I just finished part one and I never had the chance to watch part two. But yeah, no, overall, like I agree with you. Like eh, it's like a cult like following. So let me just read what ChatGPT said about it and the reason why it's number 10. So what it says is the series is known for its flamboyant characters, outlandish powers, and distinctive art style. It has a cult following due to its over-the-top action, iconic poses, and memorable catchphrases. So I mean, I don't know if that's enough to make it a top 10, but I will say I did enjoy the anime. So
no, it was definitely enjoyable.
mhm,
It just wasn't like I really like it the beginning part because of the fighting, obviously,
mhm.
like especially like the first season or the first two seasons where they actually had Hamon instead of like the actual stands. I don't like the stands.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the actual.
Damn, I'm surprised you remember that, man.
No, I had to recap. I had to recap everything when I watched
Gotcha.
them, and that's also another part of JoJo's I don't like. If you're not watching it on Netflix, because some people don't watch it on Netflix, right? It's so like they don't name it properly, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not like JoJo's one, JoJo's two, three, four. It's like they have their own
Oh,
names
like
per
yeah,
season,
yeah, yeah, for
so
sure.
you
Yeah.
don't know which one is coming first or second. I kind of like I think I had to really go and search what's the proper order to watch
Hmm.
it. It was kind of yeah. I think if they just wrote one, two, three, four, five next to their things, it would have
Yeah,
been a lot simpler. But yeah,
for
and
sure.
especially since everybody's a JoJo, like it makes everything a lot more confusing. But yeah, I think JoJo's is a solid anime, not in my top 10, but I can see it being in other people's top tens.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, same for the same reason that you said. I feel like now in 2023, as a recording this video, there are a ton of anime that came out in the recent 2 years that, in my opinion, are a lot better than JoJo's. I still do enjoy JoJo's and I love it, but top 10 is a little bit high for me. But again, this is Chat GPT, so it ain't gonna be perfect, man. It's like I said before, it's subjective. But yeah, let's move on to number 9. You ready for this?
Yeah, but bro, I wanted to actually
Yeah,
talk about how, you were talking about how so many new anime came out in these 2 years.
yeah.
Bro, you're so right about that. It's like we got so much content within these two
Hmm.
years. Since the pandemic, we've got flooded with content. I feel like before pre-pandemic, it was like anime was good, but it wasn't that crazy in terms of content. We're getting new
Right.
shit every single season. Like now it's like, bro, I can't even catch up to the full season
Hmm.
during the season. It's like I have so even this spring season, I have so much to catch up on. Heavenly
Hmm.
Delusion, Hell's Paradise, Oshinoko. Like there's so many that I just haven't
So many.
watched, and it's not like I don't want to watch them. I do want to watch them, but it's so much content. Like we had Demon Slayer, we had Doctor
Hmm.
Stone, Mashal. I don't know, Mashal's. I don't know why I love the show. It's
I
so
love it
fun.
too, man. I just finished it recently.
Fire, right?
Yeah,
I think I need to watch the last episode. I think I have one last episode left. And
nice.
then yeah, but Mashal's been a good one. But yeah, let's get into number 9.
All right. So, do you want me to just to say the title, or do you want me to say the reason why as well?
Yeah, we'll start off with the title, and then
Okay.
we'll explain our reasons, then we'll see the
All
reason.
right. Plot. All right. So number 9 is Gintama.
Oh, I've never watched Gintama, but
Yeah.
is that the one that's like a parody anime?
Yeah. It's like a parody anime. Yeah.
So how
I'm
since I
actually.
haven't watched it, like what would
Mhm.
you have you watched it?
I haven't watched either, but I've seen so many clips over the past, I want to say year or so that I've been on TikTok a lot more. You know, I got my algorithms to point me towards a lot of anime stuff. You feel me? But ever since then, I've been seeing a ton of clips about Gintama, and I've been thinking about watching it. And recently, one of my boys just told me to watch it, so I might give it a shot. But yeah, for it to be number nine is actually pretty crazy, and it must just be that good of a parody slash comedy slash gag anime that you want to whatever you want to label it as, but it must be that good to be number nine, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I never expected like a parody anime to be this high. So I
Yeah,
was
for
watching a
sure.
TikTok yesterday, and basically the dude was saying that there's so many isekai out now
Yeah.
that like in the future they're probably gonna make an isekai of another like of based off another anime. So basically, we start off we start off in XYZ anime, and then we
Mhm.
isekai into like Naruto or One Piece. Like they're just gonna do.
I I actually have something funny. I don't know if you've been keeping up with Anime Expo, but they recently just announced, and usually we save this for the news podcast, but this is kind of related. But they announced that DC and Wit Studio are collabing, and they're now going to be doing a Suicide Squad isekai anime.
Oh no way! That's actually
Yeah.
see what I mean. They basically took a different medium and they just
Hmm.
made an anime. So that's kind of like it's I feel like that's so someone was comparing that to Gintama. They're like,
Hmm.
oh, so basically it's gonna be another Gintama episode. But the fact that like Gintama is a full on parody and it's top 10, like that's actually
Hmm.
wild.
Yeah.
Um, I have so many other anime to watch, or else I'd definitely give it a try. But if you have
Yeah.
nothing to watch and you want to watch a parody anime, I think Gintama might be it.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just read the reason why ChatGPT suggests it should be number nine.
Yeah.
So it says it is highly regarded for its unique blend of comedy and action, with a diverse cast of eccentric characters and its ability to seamlessly transition from humor to heartfelt moments. It parodies various aspects of Japanese culture and embraces self-awareness. So I
Uh,
guess I
uh,
guess long story short, it's funny
yeah.
and it has heartfelt shit in it.
Yo, you there?
Yeah, yeah. Hello?
You just cut out for like a whole 2 seconds. Whatever you
Okay, hold
said,
on.
it was not recorded.
It is a highly oh, hold on. It is highly regarded for its unique blend of comedy and action, with a diverse cast of eccentric characters and its ability to seamlessly transition from humor to heartfelt moments. It parodies various aspects of Japanese culture and embraces self-awareness. So yeah, I mean, it seems like it's like you mentioned earlier, a mix between the whole gag comedy and parody side of things, but also it has that heartfelt moments in it as well. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a unique blend of different themes, but I mean, I guess for it to be number nine, that is pretty impressive.
Yeah, honestly, this is something I would probably recommend to people that have already watched other anime. I
Yeah.
wouldn't recommend this to a beginner since it's a parody anime and it has a lot of parodies in it. You're not going to understand any of the parodies if you haven't watched any of the other anime. So
Hmm.
I wouldn't recommend this to a beginner.
Yeah.
Another gag anime I would recommend to a beginner is One Punch Man, but not
Yeah, for
this.
sure. Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I was literally on Crunchyroll earlier today, and I saw Me and Roboko on there. Which, for those of you guys that don't know Me and Roboko, it's another gag humor anime, and it has those parodies as well. Like you go through the first episode, it's a 3 minute episode. There's One Piece. There's a Dragon Ball reference, and I think there's a couple others out there and legit 3 minutes. And I watched it with my wife, who doesn't watch any of those animes, and she was just kind of like, "All right, yeah, I don't really get it, and it's not that funny." But to me, it was hilarious because I actually knew the references. So that might be a similar case to Gintama. You might need to watch a bunch more of anime to kind of understand Gintama's hilarity, and also like you have to know like Japanese culture.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I might watch Gintama later,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's a gag anime for anyone who likes comedy. Honestly, comedy is not the main reason I watch
Right.
anime. It's not like my main genre, but yeah, I'll probably give it a try later on. But what's number 8?
All right. So number eight is Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Never ever actually even heard of that. So this you got to take this one.
So I've never personally watched it because I'm not a fan of the genre, but the genre is basically like mech anime.
Mech like robots?
Yeah, robots and shit.
Okay, yeah, that's probably why I never heard of it. Honestly, the
Yeah,
only like mech anime I watched is like Code Geass, and then that too just wasn't. It's whatever. I don't, people love that show, but for me, it's
hmm,
whatever. But what did Chat GPT say? Like, what? Why did they like it?
yeah. So first of all, it's an older anime. It came out in 1995. So it, in my opinion, ChatGPT probably just has a lot of data on it. But here's the reasons why ChatGPT suggested that Neon Genesis Evangelion is number 8 on the all-time ranking. So it says this series stands out for its psychological depth, intricate symbolism, and exploration of existential themes. It revolutionized the mecha genre and left a lasting impact on the anime industry and its viewers.
Damn. Okay, so this was an OG OG. That's
Yeah,
probably
dude,
why I didn't watch it. But
dude, 1995, bro. That shit's older than me, man.
low key, that's older than us. That's crazy, bro.
Right.
Damn, mecha animes are coming out like that back then. That's actually
Mhm.
wild. I probably wouldn't watch it, but I mean, whoever watched it, y'all are OGs, and it's in the top 10. That's actually wild.
Yeah. Are you a fan of like mecha?
Not really. I like the
Yeah.
hand-on-hand combat. I don't like robots
Right, right.
fighting.
So
Like,
like even like Transformers or anything like that, you're not really a fan, or Power Rangers?
like okay, Transformers is a bit different because
Hmm.
it's like an actual like the Transformers are actual characters within the thing, and they're not just robots.
Yeah.
Like not AI robots or the actual but again, but still I, you know me, I like straight hand to hand or sword to
Hmm.
sword. If it's like that, count me in. But
Fair.
yeah,
That's fair. I mean, one thing that I did mention is it has psychological depth. So maybe there's an aspect in the anime that's actually straight up fire. Like, that you know what I mean, like where there's anime like Death Note and whatnot that have those psychological like
yeah,
mind
okay.
fuckery. You know what I mean? Like that would be fire. So I mean, I don't want to knock it because I've never watched it, but yeah,
I think ChatGPT needs a little renewal
yeah,
um
on this data, right?
on its data for sure because shit's outdated, and I
Mhm.
don't think it's in anyone's top five now. But
Yeah,
yeah, let's get into
maybe
the next
me.
one.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. I was gonna say maybe like an old head, like or somebody
yeah,
that's been watching for a while. Like I can see it being on your top 5, but for most of us that started, with our Naruto's being our first anime, One Piece, Bleach, and whatnot, or even Dragon Ball Z, but or even like you're a pandemic anime watcher. Like you started because of the pandemic. I highly doubt that you're watching that anime. But yeah, let's move on to number 7. So number 7 is Cowboy Bebop, another older one.
okay. I've heard of this actually, and I
Hmm.
know mad people like this.
Yeah,
Personally, I've never watched it, but I know mad people like it. Have you watched it?
I haven't, and I heard that you can watch the episodes in different, like, it's not necessarily linear where you have to watch episode 1 to watch episode 2, and that's kind of appealing because I can watch a couple episodes and then kind of chill out and then watch a couple more. So I was thinking about starting this one sooner or later.
Yeah, I mean, oh, so it's like a Family Guy or like one of these cartoon types where you can just literally pick it up from anywhere.
Yeah,
No, it's fire. I don't feel like they barely have any anime that's kind of where you kind of
similar to
like
that,
that.
right?
Yeah, where you
Yeah.
can just pick it up out of nowhere. I
Mhm.
mean, that kind of entices me to kind of watch the actual anime. I'll probably give it a try. I might watch a couple episodes. What's the genre?
Yeah. So let me just read what Chat GPT said.
Yeah.
So the reason why it has it as number 7 is because it is often praised for its stylish blend of genres, including sci-fi, western, and film noir. With its memorable characters, jazz-inspired soundtrack, and episodic storytelling, it has become a cult classic.
Gotcha. Okay. So it has multiple genres within one genre. That's
Right.
fire.
So it might be like, so it mentioned it's episodic storytelling. So maybe, I mean, I'm just speculating here, but maybe one episode is more sci-fi related and one is more Western. I don't know. I'm just kind of going with the flow here, but yeah, I mean, I like that.
Yeah, I mean it's you don't have to commit too hard to this anime.
Hmm.
That's what I'm feeling. You don't have to commit too hard if you want to. It's like a sleep. It's so for me, right? There's
Hmm.
anime that are like sleeper shows,
Right.
as in like I'll watch it while going to bed, and then there's
Hmm.
shows that I have to be up while I'm watching it.
So like
So
a background noise type of thing versus
yeah,
like a active watching. Okay.
like for me, right? The Office. It's kind of like, like a sleeper show where I'll just
Right.
watch it before I'm going to sleep or something. Not now, but when I was watching it. But
Mhm.
like same thing where it comes to like Prison Break.
Right.
I am watching that 100% focus. No, no, not like no interference, no nothing.
Mhm.
So I think this one would be one for like a sleeper, since you could pick it up from anywhere.
Yeah. So the one thing I will say about Cowboy Bebop is out of the all the lists that we went through so far, so this is the fourth one at number 7. I think this is the first one where I've really heard people saying this is like a top 5 anime. So I mean, JoJo's has its fan base. Gintama's good. I mean, of course, I've heard people talk about Neon Genesis, but I think Cowboy Bebop is really the first one that I've heard on multiple people say that this is on their top 5, top 10. So, I mean, maybe ChatGPT is starting to get, a little bit of some more notable names out there on the list. But yeah, we're still at number 7. And I don't know if we can agree, me and you personally, to any of these being on the top 10.
Yeah, not yet, not yet. I would not put any of these on my top 10 yet. If the closest would be JoJo's because I haven't watched any of the other two,
Right.
but um, I don't know. I'm just not that type of person that watches shows that aren't story related or
Hmm.
plot related. Cartoons are different, like Family Guy, American Dad, like that's different. South Park, that's like different because that is fully based on comedy. Like it's not like there's nothing else besides comedy in those shows. It's not they're
Hmm.
not you're not there you're not watching Family Guy for action. You're not like you're only watching it to see Peter do some stupid shit and Stewie fuck shit up. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
Mhm.
I think it's that type of anime. But yeah, let's get into the next one.
All right. So at number 6 is Code Geass.
I knew it. See, I
Yeah, you
knew
called it.
Code. I knew Code Geass was gonna be in there, even though I don't even like it that much. And it's because I know it's like, bro, everything is so skewed when it comes to ratings,
Hmm.
because people really think. Okay, so I truly believe that people kind of get swayed because of these ratings. Like, there's no way you're telling me Full Metal Alchemist is rated number one, and it's the best anime ever. And I swear to God, I have met people that tell me that Full Metal Alchemist is the best ever. And then, bro, I watched it, and it took me like 5 tries to get past like the first couple episodes because it was so boring. And then I'm not gonna lie, the second part of it was good, and the second part of it carried. But if half the show, and it's not even that long of a show, so if half the show is already bullshit, how are you putting that in your top one? But let's get back to Code Geass. I feel like it's the same phenomena with Code Geass, where like people hype Code Geass up so much.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just didn't like it that much. Like I watched it, it was good, but it was just like, the guy has like the power to control people and shit. It's just like in those type of anime, I don't really like. It's really boring to me because you kind of already know what's gonna happen. Like when only one guy has a power. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like no, when nobody else has a power, then it's kind of just bullshit. But like, yeah, what do you think about it?
This one's tough for me because I've never been able to complete Code Geass. I've watched it maybe 3 or 4 times trying to finish it, and I just never been able to get over the hump with it. So, I mean, for obvious reasons, it won't be on my list anytime soon. I mean, I'm sure it's a great series, but I just can't get over the hump of just older animation, which animation usually doesn't affect me, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's just a slow start, but I haven't been able to finish it, so I can't really knock it, but I also can't kind of give it some points because I don't really. I mean, I haven't watched it. And I haven't been able to, get over that hump. So I can't say it's on my list for sure. But I mean, from what I've heard, there's a psychological aspect to it, and I've heard that there's some crazy shit that happens in it. So I mean, maybe, but I don't know, man. I can't get there with it.
Yeah, I mean, trust. There's a reason why you didn't get over the hump.
Hmm.
Like, there's a reason why. There's a reason why you didn't get over the hump. It's honestly not like it's honestly whatever. I'm surprised it's top six. Like that's just ChatGPT. You need to reevaluate your choices
Right.
because like for now, what we've seen in the bottom five, not it. for sure. I kind of want to see what the top five is because the bottom five just did not meet my expectations at
Right.
all.
Should we mention what ChatGPT, like the reason why it thinks it should be number six is?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, so ChatGPT says Code Geass, the reason why it's number six is this series is lauded for its engaging narrative, strategic battles, and the morally complex choices made by its protagonist Lelouch. It combines political intrigue, mecha action, and themes of power, rebellion, and identity.
Yeah, exactly. So this was the only like mecha anime that I watched,
Mm-hmm.
and I just did not like, yo, if you're seeing robots fight, I don't give a shit about two robots fighting. I want to see you fight, you
Mm-hmm.
know? But the thing is, he has like this. I've watched it so long ago too, so I don't even like remember all of it. But I remember he had like this power to like, what was it, to control people's minds, or it was some OP power that only he had, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much. I forgot what the power was, but yeah, it was like he's the only one with powers, and then they're not even fighting real life fighting. They're fighting with robots and shit. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like at that point, it's like whoever has the better robot wins. It's not like there's nothing you can really do. And I don't really care about whose hardware is better. You know what I mean? Like that's not really interesting to me. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty disappointed in ChatGPT's first five and bottom five. But let's see what we get in the top five now.
All
I,
right, so number five, you ready for it?
One Piece best being here. If it's not,
In your
I'm
top
not.
five, in the top five?
If it's not in the top five, the Chat GPT, then we gotta use GPT-4 or something. We gotta use something else, another AI, because this is not it. Well, yeah, let's see what's fine.
All right, so number five is Hunter x Hunter, the 2011 version.
Okay, finally they got something. They got something good. Okay, I don't normally put Hunter x Hunter in my top 10. I think
Mm-hmm.
it is very, and there's a couple reasons for that. It's a very good anime to begin with. It's
Mm-hmm.
solid, right? Phenomenal. I honestly, if it didn't cut where it cut off, if they had more to it,
100%, yeah.
I would have loved the show. The show, like, in my opinion, has one of the best power systems when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to. I forgot what the power system was, but I remember they had to learn like three different um like ways to fight or whatever
It
it
was
was.
like Nen,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Nen, yeah, Nen. And the way they progressed, the way, like, at first it started off with them in like the exam, like it starts off with action and it continues with action, and then it's like the plot, there's side plots, like as in like each character has their own individual
Mm-hmm.
um like you know how for One Piece everyone has their own little goal.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
same exact thing for Hunter x Hunter, where everyone had their own little part to play, and they had their own like route to go, basically. And it was just phenomenal, and they just stopped it, like it just ended, but I forgot why it ended.
Well, so the reason why is the author, he's been going through a lot of health difficulties, so he's never been able to finish the manga. And there was a point where the last few years he was writing like a couple of chapters only per year, which that's not even enough to make like multiple episodes, like 2, 3 episodes. So I mean, now he's recently restarted it. I think he's releasing 25 chapters that he did like earlier. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it seems like he's in better health. He's obviously an older guy. He's written a lot of manga over the past. But yeah, that's the reason why. I mean, Hunter x Hunter, the manga has never ended. It seems like he's trying to get it to end at the very least for the fans that have been following Hunter x Hunter this whole time. But that's the main reason why.
Yeah, I mean, show is phenomenal, and I
Yeah,
feel bad. I feel bad, genuinely, for the dude,
yeah.
because man struck gold, and at the very end he had to just let it go. But show
Mhm.
was phenomenal. Like, I love the fighting scenes. I just think, like, even at the end when Gon turned big and whatnot, it just, that kind of ruined it for me.
Mhm.
Just that part, and because I feel like that was rushed. Like, we didn't need to see Gon become big. I feel like that just messed up
Pause.
his. I feel like that just messed up his whole thing. But
Yeah.
a phenomenal show, and that's one of the first times. That's when I fully confirmed that any character with white hair in anime is deadly. Like deadly, bro.
For real.
The whole Zoldyck family, all white haired fucks. These guys are just like deadly human beings, straight up.
Right.
And yeah, the enemies were phenomenal too. You had Crollo, you had Hisoka. I loved Hisoka as a character.
Hey,
Um
hey, yo.
not like that. I said he was actually mad strong. He was
Yeah.
genuinely dumb strong.
Honestly, though, he was a pretty interesting character. Like, you don't get characters like that very often.
No, he was out of the box. He was some
He
weird,
was out
like
of pocket, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. But
he was out of pocket though. But yeah, I mean that's a good spot for
yeah,
Hunter x Hunter.
yeah. So
I,
this is one of the ones that I think is actually a valid choice to be on a top 10 in my personal opinion. And like, there's obviously better shonen out there in my opinion. Like the One Pieces and whatnot. I'm not gonna go too much into detail, but I'm not mad with this pick at all. I like this pick by ChatGPT.
no, solid pick.
Mhm.
And I think this is the first pick that I kind of agree with. Like
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I want to see what's the next pick. I want to see the next pick.
Um,
Yeah, I want to see the next pick.
Before I do that, let me say what ChatGPT
Oh
did
yeah,
that kind of
facts.
justifies position at number 5. So it said, Hunter x Hunter has gained popularity for its well-developed characters, intricate storytelling, and the ability to blend various genres seamlessly. The series delves into complex themes, features intense battles, and has a knack for subverting expectations. So yeah, pretty well said. I mean, it seemed pretty basic, but Hunter x Hunter did a good job doing all those different things. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's move on to number 4. All right. So number 4 is One Piece.
Damn, number 4. They really blasted my boy down to number 4. I mean, you know me, I don't need to you know my thoughts. One Piece is number 1. Like there's nothing like it's okay. Let's get into the rant, bro. One Piece is just the best anime ever created. Why? It's like LeBron and Jordan, right? Yeah, LeBron has been dominating the league for 20 years, right?
Mhm.
Man has been like that's the same thing as One Piece. One Piece, it's not like there was one peak of One Piece. One Piece has been peak for 20 plus years. Like this is the only show that people have been watching for 20 years straight. Like think about that for a second. Would you ever watch a show for 20 years straight? Like me personally, I've watched One Piece for 11 years straight. Like that's actually kind of weird if you think about it. Like it's a single anime, but I'm watching the same thing that I was watching when I was 13 and now I'm 23. So it's like still watching the same thing. But it's like every single episode just gets better and better and better and better. It's like I don't know how Oda does it. I don't know what type of drugs he's on. I don't know what he be smoking, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like I could just go on and on about One Piece, but there's so many things, the characters, the story, now the animations. Like people can't even complain about the animation, the haters. And then people like the number one thing is, oh, it's too long. Like we always hear that. Bruh,
Uh-huh.
there's something called One Piece Kai. So for all the viewers that haven't watched One Piece, you can watch one and shout out to the guy who made One Piece Kai. I don't know his name, but shout out to him. Basically what the guy did was he kind of shortened he took out all the bullshit parts of One Piece where they're like looking at each other or they're just running or those bullshit animations where they're trying to just fluff it up. He took all that out from the
Mhm.
beginning all the way to like the Marineford arc or like Water 7. So it's like a good portion of it is fast forwarded. So I recommend if anyone, for all the bitches out there that say One
Bro.
Piece that say One Piece is too long, we have this One Piece guy. So now there's no excuse for watching Peak. But I mean, fully justified. Not for 4, but it should have been at least top 3. But I do want to see what they put out of this because I am about to violate whatever's in front of this right now.
All right, man. For those of you guys that don't know, Aunn is the biggest One Piece lover out here. He literally advocates it for literally everything, any way that he can. So that's obviously a little. I mean, I mean, it is our opinion and subjective, but yeah, I mean, it makes sense for Owen to be that passionate about One Piece for where he stands. But yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you. I think One Piece is definitely a top three, without a doubt, in my opinion. I personally think that it's one or two. But yeah, I mean, One Piece is up there. At least ChatGPT does recognize it. In ChatGPT's defense, this was the up to dateness was for September 2021, and I just did some back research while Owen was going on his rant, and that was basically still in Wano arc, and this is when Yamato is first being introduced. So that's kind of where it was in the anime, at least. Not really sure where it was in the manga, but a lot has happened since then. They're still on the Wano arc, which is kind of crazy, but
Yeah,
yeah, I mean that's where it's at. But yeah, let me just quickly read what ChatGPT said for One Piece. Cool.
got you.
All right, so it says One Piece is known for its expansive world, memorable characters, and epic adventures. This long running series combines action, humor, and heartfelt moments. It has a rich mythology, intricate plot lines, and a sense of camaraderie that has resonated with fans for years. I cannot say that word. Basically, it has a sense of nakama. Not playing.
That's actually the perfect way to say it. Like that was the perfect Japanese translation for that, actually.
For real.
No, but I mean, obviously, One Piece, is gonna be top four, top three, top one in my opinion. But
Yeah.
I kind of want to just brush upon the newest episode just for a second. So for anyone that has not watched the latest episode, which is the Big Mom episode, bro, when you sent me that post of the animator doing his thing, Big Mom smoking that Big Mom pack,
Yeah, that was
that that had me so weak. So for all the guys wondering what we're talking about, um, the animator. So one of the animators this time,
yeah, yeah.
when
So
they were doing
I
the
got you. I got
yeah,
you,
you do,
right?
yeah, you got this, you got this.
So recently there was news that Toei Animation, the one that does One Piece, they hired this American animator. And he's had some big works over the past, he's worked on Looney Tunes and all the crazy stuff like that. But in this specific episode, he was hired, and in one of the frames, which by the way, I went back and looked for it. It took me forever because it's like legit one frame. And in that one specific frame, if you pause it, this is and spoiler alert for everyone that's a anime only watcher or you haven't caught up to One Piece. Right now Big Mom's getting clapped by Law and Kid, right? So in that specific frame, you can kind of see one of the attacks, and written in flames within the flames of the attack, it says "smoking that Big Mom pack," which is just insane, bro. Which is actually fire too.
No, it's actually hilarious, bro. When you sent me that post, I was dying. I was like, yo, there's no way he snuck that in. And
Dude,
it's
I thought
like,
I thought it was capping. I went back and looked for it. It was literally that one frame.
bro, it's like only the people that know. If you know, you know. That's like you know. Smoking
Yeah,
that Big Mom pack. That's
that's crazy.
hilarious. But yeah, I do want to see what's top three. Like,
Yeah.
what's better than One Piece? Let's see. Let's see.
All right. So number three is Death Note.
Okay. Okay.
It's a valid pick.
Okay.
I
That's
mean,
valid. Okay. Valid. Valid. Valid.
it's top three, man. I like it.
Top three. That's in my top three too. So I can't even
Right.
like
Me too.
complain.
I can't be mad at it all. Right. I
I
like it
can't.
pick. It's valid.
Okay. So here's what I'll say about this. Firstly, this
Mhm.
anime appeals to a lot of people in terms of first. It's not like it's very easy to get into if you watched regular shows before, and if
Mhm.
it's like your first anime, I like in my like I always recommend Death Note as the first
Right.
anime
Right.
because it's not shonen, so you're not really watching fights like that, and it really kind of emulates actual shows because it's psychological warfare when it
Right.
comes to Light and L. His name was L, right?
Yeah.
Or well,
Yeah.
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 When it comes to those two, it's like psychological warfare, and I think that happens a lot in most crime slash police shows. Like for example, what was that Money Heist? So
Right.
I the way I'm kind of connecting it to Money Heist is you had the professor and then you had the police, right? So the
Mhm.
professor had always had to stay one to a couple steps ahead of the police. But it was the same situation where it was reversed, where Light was already ahead of everybody else, but
Mhm.
then L had to kind of step up his game to figure out what was going on, because it's kind of wild how he even figured out what was going on, because it was a celestial being. It's not even like
Right.
it's not even in
It's
real life.
crazy.
So he kind of had to eliminate all outcomes of real life, and he was like, "Yo, this is not real life. There's something else," and
Mhm.
he figured it out. But yeah, I think this is the closest that they can kind of get to like regular shows, and it's very easy to get into, and it has a way bigger appeal. Like more people can watch it, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, if we look back on the list, we have Code Geass where it has, Mecha in it. Same thing with Neon Genesis Evangelion. And there's Cowboy Bebop with sci-fi. A lot of these are very niche genres, and you know, Death Note on the other side of things, it's a very popular genre. And it's done very well, and I feel like there aren't that many people that don't like psychological anime. So I feel like yeah, so I completely agree with you because it's hitting all those marks. But yeah, just to kind of iterate what ChatGPT was saying about Death Note and the reason why it has it at number three. The reason why is it says Death Note stands out for its gripping cat and mouse plot. So kind of what you were saying about the police and the robbers from that show you were talking about. So same thing, cat and mouse plot. So let me just reread that. It stands out for its gripping cat and mouse plot between the intelligent protagonist Light and the equally brilliant detective L, the psychological battles, moral dilemmas, and intricate mind games that make it a captivating and thought provoking series. So, yeah, like 100%, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this cat and mouse thing. That's exactly what people like. People are
Yeah.
like, even I love that. I love like they had that aspect in Prison Break where it's like a cat and mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I like when I was watching Prison Break, I thought the first season, I thought they were gonna be in a prison for majority of the thing, right? And
Yeah.
it turns out they're not even in prison for that long. And it was just a whole cat and mouse game after that. And it was I think those cat and mouse chases keep you on your toes. And you're
Right.
like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? How are they gonna get away? How it's like, and it's like a fight too. It's not it's it's a fight. It's a full psychological fight. So it's like
Right.
you do get the fighting aspect kind of in there. And that's why
Yeah,
I
for
enjoy
sure.
it so much. But I have a very bad feeling that Full Metal Alchemist is about to be in the top two for some reason.
All
But yeah, let's see.
right. Yeah, let's get into number two.
What is it?
So number two is Full Metal Alchemist
Oh
Brotherhood.
hell no. Oh hell no, bro. See what I mean, bro? See what I mean, bro? Like I already predicted this shit. Like I predicted this shit so hard because I already know that people dick ride Full Metal, even though it's not good. I mean, I've already like shared my thoughts in the beginning. In the first 10 minutes of the podcast, I already knew this was gonna happen. So you guys know my thoughts on Full Metal. It's honestly the first half was literal shit tier, and then the second half was B tier. So
Dude.
which overall makes it a D tier, but like people will still say it's number one. I don't get the appeal. Okay, so I'm gonna give this one to you. Like, what do you think, bro? I don't get the appeal.
It's tough, man, because when I watched it, I didn't really love it, but I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think it was that amazing at the time when I watched it. It was pretty good, but then I started watching more and more anime, and it just kind of kept sliding down my rankings ever so slowly. But yeah, it's kind of weird because if you go to any of these ranking websites or these websites that kind of 1 through 10, Full Metal Alchemist for whatever reason is always like a top three, and I guess that's where Chat GPT is getting its information from. So I can't really say that it's wrong because that's what the information is telling it. But I don't know, man. As like legit as a host on an anime podcast, man, I know a lot of people love it, but personally, man, I just can't get there with it because I don't know, man. Like a this isn't like an anime that I love. You know what I mean? Like it's one that I remember a few things from, but I just can't. I just don't like it, man. Well, I do like it, but I don't love it. You know what I mean? Like it to me it would be like the definition of mid, which I know is
No,
gonna hurt a lot of people, man. But that's just my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, man. But to me, this is full alchemist midhood because that's just what it is.
nah, you nailed it on the confident with that one, bro. So it's straight mid. Like I this is why I said what I said in the beginning, because
Yeah.
I already knew that I was pulling the information from these sites, and it's
Mhm.
like I think one site ranked it number one.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, okay, we're just gonna rank it number one too.
Right, right. I don't know
Like,
if it was you know, a egg before the chicken type of thing, where if somehow it got rated so high, everyone was saying, "Oh, it's so good, it's so good," which, you shouldn't base your opinions off of what other people's opinions are. You should base it off your own opinions. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the direction it seems for me, because that's the only way that it makes sense. If
no,
I'm being
no,
completely honest.
no, that's completely true. Like that is completely true, and I have the same mindset when it comes to that. I actually did like I gave Full Metal a chance, right?
Mhm.
And it was so boring. But I was like, yo, this is number one for a reason. Let me keep watching it. So I gave another try. I was like, yo, this shit's still pretty ass. But I was like, yo, there's a reason this is number one. So I still kept going, and then halfway in, like I was like, okay, this is now I see the point of this shit. But like, I think a lot of people are sheep. Okay, this I'm gonna be straight up blunt. Mad people are sheep, and if it says number one, they'll watch it. Same thing
Right.
with like people being sheep with one not watching One Piece, being like, "Oh, it's too long." It's like, yo, it's not
Yeah.
that long. You've watched like people that have watched Naruto and haven't watched One Piece, saying it's too long, are literally sheeping with other people that are saying it's too long, because Naruto is the same, almost the same length at that time, and it's half filler. So like yeah, I think some, I think like these leaderboards and rankings do shape the minds of
Overall
like,
opinion, right? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
of the individual. Like I think it does have a big effect, because I did go into Full Metal thinking it was gonna be like super hype, super good,
Mhm.
because it was number one, and then I was like, yo, this is pretty interesting. Like it looked pretty interesting off the cover, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna watch this.
Mhm.
But then the power system was just so weird and so bad. I was like, yo,
Mhm.
this is such a shitty power system. Like, bruh, like you get to control one element and that's it. Like, and it's not like you get to even control it. You just get to you get to shift it. You
Mhm.
get to like move the particles or whatever. And like, if you don't have the initial amount of the substance, you can't do shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like firebenders, but only if I have a lighter, I can do the firebending.
that is true.
Like what? Like imagine having to carry a lighter with you. Like, bro, I think that's what someone had to do over there. I think I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, was it an was it Roy Mustang?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah, like some stupid shit, like carrying a lighter. Like, yo, yeah, not for me, but I knew that it was gonna be up there. And number one's definitely gonna be, has to be Naruto. If it's not Naruto, then I don't know what to say. Like,
All right, so let me read the reason why ChatGPT gave FMA or FM, whatever it's called, Full Metal Alchemist number two. All right, so it says this series excels in storytelling, character development, and world building. It combines elements of fantasy. Oh, I see what it did there. Elements. All right. It combines elements of fantasy, action, and drama while exploring deep themes such as the consequences of alchemy and the value of sacrifice.
yeah, I mean, okay, so the sacrifice is definitely there. I think that's
Yeah,
the
for sure.
biggest part of it. The sacrifice, sacrificing your
Mhm.
brother, sacrificing, like it was a whole big sacrifice for him.
Right.
At the end they got through. That was
Mhm.
great that they did that, and that carried. Like that aspect of the story carried, or else everything else was literal shit. Like I'm not like, bro. There's
Uh,
like you can talk shit about an anime. Like there's a max you could talk shit about an anime, and this is like my max. I will never talk more shit about any other anime. It's yeah. And shout out my boy Rayon for this one. He loves. This is why I'm so like passionate about this argument. It's because my boy
he loves Full Metal.
really loves Full Metal like that. He really loves Full Metal, and he loves Code Geass. And I'm like,
Hey man, to
and,
each their own, man. He'd be on
and
that chat GPT ranking system though, but to each
yo,
their own.
he's on the ChatGPT system. And then when I tell him to like watch like One Piece, there's a huge ass problem. So like I'm just biased as hell. But yeah, let's get into number one.
All right, yo, before we get into number one, Owen, I want you to guess what is number one. I'll give you two guesses. And for everyone out there listening, if you guys are on YouTube, comment there. If not, hit us up on Discord, send us a thing on Instagram, a DM or something like that. Let us know what you guys think is number one according to ChatGPT. But yeah, Aunn, go ahead.
Okay, so if it's not Naruto or Attack on Titan, then ChatGPT is being mad disrespectful. That's all I'm gonna say. If it's not either or, then I don't know what to say, honestly.
All right, man. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I actually love this pick by ChatGPT. I think this makes the entire list hella valid just because this pick is absolutely elite. But yeah, according to ChatGPT, the top 10 anime are, and at number one is my favorite anime, Fairy Tail. I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. It's not Fairy Tail. The way your mouth opened up, I'm playing.
Oh my god, you gave me a heart attack right there. I was about to go off. You don't know how ready I was, bro. You don't know. I was about to say your ass got me. That ass you got me. I'm like, yo, ChatGPT. I was like, yo, ChatGPT is capable of saying this type of shit. I was about to get heated. I'm like, yo, Fairy Tail over One Piece. Hell no. But
All right. Are you ready for this
yeah,
though? For real?
yeah, I'm ready.
All right. It's Boku no Pico. No, okay, I'm done. I'm done. All right. On a real, ChatGPT thinks that Attack on Titan is the best anime in the world.
Okay, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. It's reasonable because I know Attack on Titan is number one for a lot. First of all, a lot of people. Attack on Titan is number one for a ton of people, and I think there's a couple reasons for that. First of all, the plot is just insanely like it's too good, right? Like plot
Yeah, for sure.
wise, I think it's on par plot wise with One Piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, One Piece took 20 years to do what they're doing. AOT is quick, so it's not like you get the plot in such quick fashion that like you cannot not like it. It's such, and then like there's just the twists. There's so many twists. There's nothing like if there's one show that like I have to say that appeals to everybody that I would recommend to anybody and everybody, it's Attack on Titan. Like that's the one show like that's the only show that can compete to One Piece in terms of plot, in terms of like characters and everything. It's just like they've done it, and it's like the pacing is so good. There's nothing wrong with the show. Like I can't find any criticisms to the show. But what do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm in 100% agree with you. Obviously, Attack on Titan is on my top five, top three as well. It's a great series overall. There's not a lot to hate about it. I know a lot of people hate the ending in the manga. We haven't got the anime ending yet. And obviously this was back in 2021. So I don't even think we had the recent final season yet, which yeah, it's crazy to think that it has it at number one without any of that, which a lot of people really like it, me myself included. But yeah, I mean, let's just quickly read what ChatGPT has to say about it. You ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, so ChatGPT thinks that hold up, let me quickly find it. Okay. So it says that AOT is known for its intense and suspenseful narrative, complex characters, and the way it explores themes of survival, human nature, and the cost of war. Its dark atmosphere and shocking plot twists have captivated audiences worldwide. So yeah, I mean, very valid points. Like you mentioned before, the plot itself is just absolutely insane. The plot twists are crazy. There's a lot of crazy and darker themes that are in Attack on Titan, and I know a lot of people that have been watching anime for years. They've kind of gravitated from typical battle shonen like a Naruto, My Hero, and whatnot to like an Attack on Titan where it has darker themes. So for sure, man, it checks all the right boxes.
No, okay, yeah. So I mean, we can all agree that Attack on Titan is definitely number one, and I have like no complaints about that. I think that definitely completes the list in a very great way. I do feel bad for a couple anime now. Like Naruto is not in the top 10. And you know me, I'm not even that big of a Naruto fan. Like I don't really care about Naruto like that because like I watched Naruto was my first anime. I think Naruto being a lot of people's first anime makes them resonate with it very heavily.
Yeah.
But even though I haven't watched Naruto wasn't my first, and I don't really like fuck with Naruto. Like I don't even know if it's in my top 10, to be honest. It should be, but that's just that's my personal preference. But I know so many people that I'll ask and they'll say Naruto's their first. Like I'll ask like 10 people and literally
Yeah.
five out of the 10 people will say Naruto's number one.
It also depends on the demographic. I'm assuming you're asking people around your age, which
Yeah,
is valid.
my age, but also like I know that it's not as popular in Japan as it is in the US, but putting Code Geass, Gintama, fucking Full Metal over Naruto, that's kind of disrespectful though.
Do you
Like,
want me to? So I just asked ChatGPT for its top 50. Do you want me to tell you where Naruto stands, or do you want to try
what's up?
guessing real quick?
I think it's gonna be if it's not in the top 15, that's disrespectful. Like
Yeah. Okay.
actual disrespectful. It
Right.
is?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so I would say 13.
It's number 12.
I was one off. Nice. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it should have honestly should be number like I'm not even like the thing is, if I
You
was a
don't have it.
Naruto fan, if I
Oh,
was a
you'd be
Naruto fan,
heated for sure. Yeah.
I would be heated. But I'm not even a Naruto fan. I'm heated because there's just so many other anime that honestly should not be on there. But I do want to kind of to wrap this up. I kind of want to just give a rough top 10 for me quickly, just off the top of my head, if I can. Okay, so One Piece first. Second, Attack on Titan, Death Note, Bleach, and what's another like untouchable one for me?
There's Black Clover, Blue Lock. I know you're like those. I'm just giving you some
Yeah,
hints.
yeah.
Doctor Stone.
That's another really good one.
Eh.
What are other good ones? Just start clipping, naming. Just start naming anime.
Oh man, this tough, bro.
Okay, so
I'm trying to think of the ones that you watched. What was that?
recency bias, definitely Blue Lock is up there. Okay, so this is not in order of top 10, but it's top 10. So One Piece, AOT, Death Note, Bleach. I want to put Hunter x Hunter in there because honestly, phenomenal. I loved it. Like I loved Hunter x Hunter. Blue Lock, Doctor Stone. I've watched so many more though, like that I'm not thinking of that are so good. I know that I'm not thinking of them. What else is like a really, really good anime?
Yeah, bro, you just put yourself on the spot, my guy.
Okay, so top five. Top five is definitely. I can't do 10 because there's so many.
You forgot Death Note as well.
Okay. So top five. This is my top five. Okay, and this. Tell me what you think. I don't know. We definitely have very similar top fives.
Yeah.
One Piece, first. Attack on Titan, 2. Bleach, 3. Death Note, 4. Hunter x Hunter, 5.
Damn, Hunter x Hunter 5. Okay.
Hunter x Hunter 5. Hunter x Hunter 5 until it's kind of fucked because I do want to put Black Clover there. Damn, and that new movie kind of like the recency bias kind of got me. So either it's until Blue Lock has a couple more seasons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it lower, but that would be my top 5. But I think Hunter x Hunter is gonna take the spot. And then Hunter x Hunter, then 6 would be Black Clover, and then 7th would be that. But yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Let's quickly just recap on the list that they gave. Let me just say one or two things on it real quick. It seems like they're taking data from these anime lists. I mean, this is straight. I don't want to say straight out of my animelist.com, but it's a lot of data's coming there from there for sure. I mean, just the fact that Full Metal Alchemist is number 2 clearly points that, and same thing with AOT. AOT has had some of the highest ranking episodes out there for sure. Same thing with Full Metal, so that makes sense. And then the other thing I want to quickly point out is a lot of these animes seem to be older animes, which I don't know if it's because they're accumulating more views over time or they're just looking at older information. I don't really know what ChatGPT is thinking, but yeah, I just wanted to quickly say that.
Yeah, honestly, like if it included like the anime now, I think we would have a whole different list.
Yeah.
When it like Demon Slayer, JJK. Like I know personally, you know
what we should do though, real quick.
Yeah.
So I asked it's top 50. Can I just read off some of the notable names that are on there? So obviously we did the top 10, so we're gonna kind of skip over that. Let me just read off some notable names that you guys might be fans of for those of you guys listening. So Naruto 12, Dragon Ball Z at 13, My Hero 14, Bleach at
Damn.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
Bleach at 18, Demon Slayer at 19, Haikyuu at 20, Sword Art Online 21, Your Light April 22, Mob Psycho 23, Black Clover 25, One Punch Man 33. We got some Isekai on here, ReZero at 34. And then let's see if there's anything else. Your Name at 40. That's more of a movie though. And then 49 is a comic book. Yeah. So yeah, just kind of
Damn.
quickly going over some of these, but yeah, I don't know where they're getting their list from, but again, this is all subjective. We have our opinions. You guys have your opinions, and obviously, Aunn has his One Piece mindset at number one, no
I
matter
mean,
what's gonna happen.
that's factual. There's no opinion on that. Like, shit is factual. Look at the numbers. Look at the data. There's nothing you
This
can't
guy.
argue. You can't argue. Like LeBron's legacy, like it's not like it's just like LeBron's legacy, bro. It's already built.
I
Nothing
don't
can
know,
take
man.
nothing can take away from it now. It's a GG. One Piece is One Piece. One Piece is there to stay, bro. And for all y'all guys that have not watched One Piece, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. It's like this, right?
Yo,
It's
oh,
like
don't do this, man. Don't do this.
it's like you have like a Rolls Royce in front of you, right? But you don't. But it's a couple feet away. But you'd rather get into the Camry because it's closer. But you're not gonna go into the Rolls Royce because you gotta walk a couple steps. That's how I'm thinking about it.
Oh man. All
But
right,
yeah, I
yo.
think it was
I
solid.
wa- yeah, the
The
list it wasn't bad. The top five at the very least I thought was fine. Aside from Full Metal Alchemist, I know I can say that me and you disagree with that. But yeah, we want to hear your guys' opinion. Let us know what you guys think about, ChatGPT's top 10. I'm pretty sure if I asked it the same thing, it's gonna give us a different list anyways. But other than that, let us know your guys' list. Make sure you guys join our Discord. You guys can give us your list there. We're actually working on a bunch of cool things on there as well. Like we're ranking this anime season's rankings for the anime, so obviously that would be like the Demon Slayers, Doctor Stone, Hell's Paradise, Marshall, and whatnot. So we're working on rankings there. So if you guys are into these power rankings, then make sure you guys join our Discord. Link will be in description. Help us with that ranking as well as let us know what you guys think on the Chat GPT side of things. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode of Anime Plus. Peace.
Peace.